people. And then they go on and do what they want to do. And so these people, I've been saying it over and over, they're going to miss the wilderness journey. Joshua 80, 36 through 39. Here is the proof. Our people, when they were in Mitzrayim, they were under the rod because the rod was there. Read it, son.
And Yahuah sent darkness upon Mitzrayim, that the whole land of Mitzrayim and Patros became dark for 3 days.
So the Most High, see, our people don't put no emphasis on this. All these Babylonian YouTube teachers, these YouTube wannabe teachers, they don't put any emphasis on this. They act like this didn't happen. So darkness, you remember, he hit Mitzrayim with all these plagues. Darkness hit Mitzrayim 3 days.
So that man could not see his hand when he lifted it to his mouth.
A man couldn't even see his hand when he lifted up to his mouth.
At that time died many of the people of Yasharal.
What?
At that time died many of the people of Yasharal.
Boom. At that time died many of the people of Yasharal. Why did they die? Moses had the rod. They was under the rod. Continue.
Who had rebelled against Yahuah.
They did what?
Rebelled against Yahuah.
Family, understand, when we come out right now, we have people rebelling against him. The rod isn't even here. And they are rebelling against him. And when the rod gets here, many of our people are going to die. They're not going to come out of Egypt. They're not coming out of this land. They are at the starting points. And these people were at the starting points. And many of them, how many? Many. Thousands. Many of them died. So it will be. When that rod gets here, some signs and miracles and wonders will happen. And our people will die right here. Why? They are rebelling. I see our people rebelling against him right now. They don't even care about him. He going to drop them dead. They're going to lift up their eyes in Shaul. And then they're going to whimper. Where the worms don't die. Then they're going to wish they had listened. But it's going to be too late at that point. You had people pouring their hearts out at you. And you still rebel? How is it? How is it, family? You pour your heart at someone and they still rebel against the Father. So when they rebel and the Most High knocked them off, the people have to keep going. They didn't stop. We don't mourn for the wicked. It's absolutely wicked to mourn for the wicked. Yeah, we got loved ones in America. Yeah, they're going to die in her. I thought about that thing. The Most High laid that thing on me. America would become a burnt offering. We know what a burnt offering is. It's going to become a burnt offering. And our people will be burnt in it. But we can't mourn for them. We're going to have to celebrate. Because he's getting rid of wickedness. And this is why these people died. They were wicked, y'all. I'm going to have to tell you like it is. They were wicked. They rebelled. What did they do?
Rebelled against Yahuah and who would not hearken to Moshe and Aaron.
They would not hearken. They wouldn't listen to Moshe and Aaron. Watch this. Wait. Watch this. They wouldn't listen to Moshe and Aaron, whose words in the mouth of Moshe and Aaron. We just read it. Father said, I will put my words in your mouth. We have the Torah right now. We're reading the Torah to our people. Whose word they're not hearkening to? Moshe's word and the Most High's word. They are not hearkening unto this word. They will not listen to this word. They will continue to go against this word. And these people going to lift up their eyes. Once they lift up their eyes in torment and Shaul, that's when it's going to hit them. Right now, they don't care. These people don't care. They're non-believers and they do not care. But once they hit Shaul, the torments, when they're dragged by force, they're going to be different. When their senses are enhanced, they will be different. They're going to want to come back and listen and hearken. It will be too late at that point.
Who will not hearken to Moshe and Aaron, and believe not in them that Yahuah had sent them.
They didn't even believe the Most High sent them. You misunderstanding the Torah. The Torah didn't say that. How are we misunderstanding Torah? The Torah didn't say that. This is what our people are saying. And here's the problem. We got this wicked Shaul in the Bible. And they're believing this. It ain't going to say, you're not going to end up in Shaul because you didn't hearken to the voice of Shaul. It doesn't work like that. You didn't listen to my servant Paul. Paul is a nobody. A nobody. We are a nobody. He was a nobody. We got to hearken unto the voice of the Father. And this is where we fall short.
And who had said, we will not go forth from Mizraim.
Look what these people said. Look what these people said. We will not go forth. Listen, we've shown people the starting points. I've been giving the verses. I've been giving the verses to people that's emailing me. I'm just giving them to them. Showing them what the Father says. In Goshen, where my people dwell. Goshen, where my people dwell. I bring my people out of Mitzrayim. I will bring them out as before. See, the scripture tells us where we're supposed to be. And they outright rebel. These people said, we ain't going forth to the starting points. We're going to stay right here in the peninsula. We're not going forth we're not going to go forth from Jordan and go to the starting points. We're going to stay right here in Jordan. This is where the mountain is. We're not coming forth out of the land of Israel and go to Egypt where the starting points are. We're going to stay right here. You see, these people are in line and in league with these people. They said, we would not go forth from Mizraim. They're going to stay. And also the people in Babylon and the other lands we've been scattered in. We're not going forth out of Babylon. The Father's going to gather us. Some of them go deeper than that. Yahushua going to gather us. He says he's going to gather the people from the four corners. The gathering has started years ago, and these people don't understand how the Father works. It's that simple.
We will not go forth from Mizraim, lest we perish with hunger in a desolate wilderness, and who will not hearken to the voice of Moshe.
So they thinking they're going to die in the wilderness. Remember, these people are under the rod. And they are speaking against Moshe. They're going against the Father's word. They're going against the word of Moshe. Moshe has the word of the Father in their mouth. They're going against the Father. So what else they have to do? These people here within the borders, you give them Torah, they go to Paul. They're trying to figure out which one to listen to, and they're trying to do both. It doesn't work like that. These people going to drop dead. They ain't coming out. They're going to be keeping Passover right here within the borders. We got many people keeping Passover. Well, we're not to keep this within any of our gates. That's Torah. See, if they keep Torah, or as they say, we keep all laws, statutes, and commandments, they wouldn't be doing no Passover. If they understand how it's done, who's supposed to do it, and where we do it at.
And Yahuah plagued them in the 3 days of darkness, and the sons of Yashar buried them in those days, without the sons of Mizraim knowing of them, or rejoicing over them.
So the Most High plagued them, family. How? Why? They were under the rod. When the rod gets back here, we will be under the rod at that time. And yes, you can drop dead. And there will be many of us in these last days that will drop dead. Why? We didn't want to hearken unto the voice of Torah. We didn't want to hearken unto somebody that had wisdom dwelling with them, that put words of wisdom out, and they ignored it. They refused to listen. You can refuse to listen to words of wisdom, but it's ultimately going to kill you. We got people, watch this, sitting within the borders at starting points, thinking they're going into the wilderness. But they are not going in the wilderness because they're willfully and openly walking in disobedience. Also, they are saying, well, watch this. Watch this. Wait till we get to the wilderness. Then we will get all the knowledge that we need. Then we will follow. Wait. Notice, these people didn't get into the wilderness. We're not reading this for no reason at all. The Father wants us to understand someone's going to drop dead right here in we're not coming out. Someone's going to drop dead. And you're going to wonder what happened. Here's the point. I must make a point. How many times I have to say it? We love our family. We love our moms, our dads, brothers, sisters, children, husband, wives. We love them. They're in our household. Someone in your household may drop dead. Don't you think when some of these people died, they were in the households of others? And others believe Moshe. They wouldn't drop dead if they believed. So if you don't believe, and you got a family member that don't believe this, there's the rod. We're back under the rod. And they drop dead. You must keep going. Anytime anyone died, the others have to keep going. And as I said, we don't mourn for the wicked. Why? Why we don't mourn for the wicked? The Father don't want us mourning for the wicked. The Father commanded us to slay the wicked, uproot the wicked. Remember, that's the word. Wickedness is to be uprooted. Wickedness is a stench. You don't want to be around wickedness. Wickedness is contagious. You stay around a wicked person long enough, you will be wicked. That's why he said move away from the tents of Korah. They were Louis. Okay, you got a point?
Wasn't Aaron told not to mourn for his sons?
Yes. Aaron was told not to mourn. He wanted to mourn for his sons. You're going ahead of us. We're going to get that. You're going ahead, but that is correct. They did something they weren't supposed to do. And when they get killed, when they got killed, he wanted to mourn for them. Don't mourn for them. The Most High don't want us mourning for the wicked. That means when a person becomes wicked, your love for them has to decrease. It must decrease. If not, you'll be in love with their wickedness. Here's a lie from Christianity. They taught us. Hate the wickedness that they're doing, but love the person. That's a lie. If that's the case, nobody would get put to death. Because they done wickedness, so we love the person, but we hate the wickedness that they did. So, Father, we can't kill him because we love him. That's a lie. And no one understands when you become wicked, a righteous person, whether it's your mother, your father, your children, your wife, your husband, a righteous person will want to detach themselves. And it's no wonder. The two will detach. They're going in two different directions. This is what you have. Two different directions. So the Father wants us to know and understand. When this rod comes back to Mitzrayim, it came here many times before. It's coming back. That's when we will be back under the rod. Before we get to the wilderness. And if you're doing anything at that point that you're not supposed to be doing, you keep in Pesach. It's time to leave. And again, the Most High had us tiptoeing around this. How many times we've talked about that rod? How many times we've been tiptoeing around this? But we didn't realize we're going to be under the rod when it gets here. Before we leave.